So last week we said
looking good.
Last week we said we would make a video with 5 random facts about me and Elsa. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have 5 random facts about me, and then Elsa's gonna have 5 random facts about her, and then we're gonna have 5 random facts for both of us. That's a twist.
Oh, sorry, I got a little overworked there.
No. Okay, my first fact is I wear colored contacts. If you can't see, these are green. My real eyes are actually blue. I mean, they're not blue, they're brown. Okay, my real eyes are actually brown, and these are green. And I'm getting gray ones and bright green ones soon.
My first fact also has to do with eyes, and mine is that my favorite part of my body are my eyes.
Her eyes are really pretty.
Hope that wasn't really creepy. Then go. Ah, crazy eyes.
I don't know.
You look like a frog.
My second fact is that I don't like ice cream or cake. Except for there's this one cake where for my birthday, I had an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday. So we got like a novelty cake that was like lopsided. And the people that made this cake, it was so delicious. It was the best thing of my life. God, this cake was so good. Oh, delicious. Oh God, so good. And I do eat ice cream whenever I am having like a girl night and like we're picking out and stuff, so I eat ice cream.
Well, I am known to everyone as the Monster Queen. I happen to do this thing where when it's my friends' birthdays, I'll get them a present, but as a side present, I'll also get them a monster, just to let them know that nobody's ever going to take my place. I rule the world of monsters.
My third fact is a lot of the time I'll act like cocky or conceited or something, and like my friends all make fun of me for it. They're like, "Oh my God, Sarah," but half the time really I'm just trying to make myself feel better, which I guess like it's not really a good thing, but it's just something I do. I don't know.
Okay, my third fact is that music is really important to me. Like, I want to be a rock star because it's just everything to me. So, that's pretty much it.
My fourth fact is I was in a Broadway junior version of The Ugly Duckling, and I rocked! It was amazing. That was my first singing solo, like ever, and I was awesome. My brother was the Ugly Duckling.
My next fact, I have never spent any more than $18 for a haircut.
That's pretty amazing. My fifth and final fact is that my favorite show is a show that most Americans don't know unless you're like old. Not old, but like you were a kid in the 60s. My dad introduced me to it. It's called Doctor Who. It is a British sci-fi show about an alien, and this is a spaceship. It's a toy. It's supposed to be...
It's bigger on the inside!
It's bigger on the inside. And whenever you shake it, it makes noise.
It's in distress!
It was the first thing I got for Christmas, and no joke, I played for it with like an hour before I opened my other presents. Best show in the world. Like, you have no clue.
My last fact is one I'm particularly proud of. I was part of the 3-person thing that originally made the joke, your mom in bed with Dylan.
Explain the joke.
Basically, I have a thing where I say your mom all the time. Only when it's funny though, you know.
We don't just randomly say your mom.
And then our friend Blake, he says in bed. Like, he'll try to insult you by saying, "Oh yeah, in bed. That's what you do in bed." Or whatever. And then, so one time, we were having an insult battle, Blake and I. And he insulted me, and I was like, "Oh yeah? Well, that's what your mom does." And he was like, "Oh yeah? In bed." And then Dylan, one of our other friends, comes up and he's like, "With Dylan." So it just ended up getting all mashed together, and now every time the opportunity arises, we just say, "No, what the heck?"
Seriously,
That's what we do.
people we don't even know have said in bed with Dylan. People who don't even know Dylan say in bed with Dylan.
Yeah, and now we just have to work on the ones that are both of ours. So
we'll start with the first one.
Start with the first
very
one.
beginning of Sarah and Elsa's history.
You can read it because it's mostly about you.
Let me tell you the story first. In the beginning of my freshman year in high school, I had just moved here from Europe, and I did not know anyone. So it was like the first week of school. And the first day of school, at lunchtime, I was just kind of standing around at lunch because I had no one to sit with. And this creeper guy, he was like, I just noticed that you've been standing around by yourself, and if you were like had any friends or anything. And I'm like, no, I don't. He was like, well, you should call me sometime. And he was like this big, he was a junior, and it was a tiny little freshman. He didn't know anybody.
I'm sure he was trying to be friendly,
yeah,
but he was scary.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God.
Too friendly.
And then, so the next day, I saw him. I was like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. So I went around and I saw Elsa. I was like, Elsa, can I please sit with you? I don't want to be bothered by this creeper. Can I please sit with you? And she was like, yeah, go ahead. And that's how we became friends. Because I was trying to escape from a creeper.
Yeah.
So that's the story of our friendship. Fun fact number 1.
Thank you, guy, with the initials of BS.
Yes.
My turn. Sometimes we do this thing where we both say exactly the same thing, or I'll say something and she is just thinking about saying it.
Or the other way around.
It actually happens quite a lot. Like, she was sitting straightening her hair, and I said something, and she's like, I was just about to say that. And we do that in biology sometimes. We'll be sitting there, and then we'll both say the same thing at exactly the same time, and then we'll laugh, and then we'll end with us both go, ha ha.
Like, it was so funny.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna add a little fact, even though we're not supposed to, because it's only supposed to be fact. But in biology, we make the weirdest sounds. Because we sit next to each other, and she always tickles me, and I always make a weird sound and a weird face.
Sometimes she goes, oh.
Yes, one time, he was talking about how girls have 2 X chromosomes and guys have 1 Y chromosome and 1 X chromosome. And also was like, what if you have 2 Y chromosomes? And I was like, oh, like really loud. And the whole class looked at me. A lot of the time, me and Elsa will have little contests. Like one time, we had a contest where, you know that candy spray? Where we tried to see, like, we got the sour kind, and we tried to see how many squirts we can put in each other's. How many squirts we can put in our mouth, like, who could go the longest. And it was awful, because we were like...
And it makes your jaws hurt.
Oh, it makes your jaws hurt.
The hinges in your jaw, go
watering.
Oh my God. The next one is just the fact that we can both sing. I don't like singing really high, though. I prefer to sing normal, like... Yeah. My voice actually goes deep. Like, really deep. I prefer to sing with him. Like, you know.
And I'm more of a choir singer. Like, I do the concert choir at my school. I'm good with musicals and stuff. But there are some songs, like some actual songs that I can sing good. Not all of them. And last but not least, even though me and Elsa have, like, completely different styles, that doesn't keep us from it doesn't affect our friendship of awesomeness. Like, we're still, like, best friends, even though...
Like, for example, Sarah prefers to shop at PacSun or H&M, whereas I would be totally happy to just spend all day in Hot Topic or Spencer's.
That was our kind of 15... You guys got 15 facts in this. We will see you guys later. Bye!
I don't know how many of you like Twilight, but we do. I am on Team Rob Pattinson because he is so much more attractive.
And I am on Team Taylor.
I just always see him as Shark Boy from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So